Hello everybody, Hassan here, engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, I want to talk about Graphite Bio, the company that a lot of people are really talking about. This company just went public just a few days ago, not that long ago. And I haven't covered this company in this channel. I've mentioned it a couple of times in the previous videos. And I just wanted to do a dive deep into this company. And before we even do that, guys, please like this video, smash that like button, destroy that like button. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, really helps this channel. If you haven't subscribed, guys, what are you waiting for? Thank you very much for everyone that's been supporting this channel, this community. This is how we raise awareness of some of these technologies. This is the mission of this channel, guys, to democratize information for free so that we can all have the same levels of opportunities in this competitive space. So, a quick look at the stock price here. Let's just do the past 5 days maybe. And obviously the stock has been hammered since late June, and this we've seen it across the board in genome editing companies, especially with Antilia last week really having this rally up. It propelled companies like Verve Therapeutics, Beam Therapeutics, and this company up in stock price. And again, this is a new company in the public market. This is all fresh new. Honestly, I would not make a big bold statement on anything here, on any sort of trend here, but just know that today it's down almost 7%, just like other genome editing companies been hit hard. And that's what you have in healthy markets, guys. You have high volatility because you have demand and supply, people selling, people buying. That's totally healthy. That's what you want to see in such markets. So ticker symbol GRPH, right? That is Graphite Bio. And now I have the S1 open. Again, this company is public, so you can definitely trade it in as we speak. So I want to maybe go over high level what this company does, why this company is different from other companies such as CRISPR Therapeutics, and perhaps we can sort of build a thesis and raise awareness. And if you have any input or feedback about this company, leave it in the comments below, guys. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. So if you read their summary here, in again, all these S1 filings all have these types of summaries for every single company out there. And really, they talk about how they are a next generation gene editing company, high efficiency target gene integration to develop a new class of therapies to potentially cure a wide range of serious and life-threatening diseases. So already there you can figure out their mission statement, right? It's not just about, eradicating diseases, but also about their next generation gene editing. So they believe that they have a gene editing technology that can allow them to precisely correct mutation, replace entire disease causing genes with normal genes, or insert new genes into predetermined safe locations, right? So we'll see why this is important shortly, but this indeed a problem in the whole CRISPR Cas9 world, where you have off targets, right? What is off target? It's simply that you deploy your product and it doesn't actually hit the location you want it to hit, and that can cause serious issues. Obviously, if you're talking about genes, if you're talking about our genome, our genes, if you don't hit the proper gene, you can have serious impact, long lasting impacts, serious adverse impacts that may not be reversible. So you want to reduce off targets. So this is exactly what this company is trying to tackle, right? With their proprietary technology that they believe that they can have, that reduces off targets and increases efficiency. They call it high fidelity, and we'll see that shortly. They already filed for IND. In fact, they already have the accepted papers for IND for GPH 101, and they believe that they will go phase 1 on humans this August. So, in less than a month, approximately, they should be going through their phase 1 clinical trial on humans for the first time. And it is important to say that because there are other companies out there that have not even filed for IND. So you can see this company is executing somehow with their proprietary technologies that they believe that can have high fidelity and high precision. So we're looking at here. So obviously, this lead product of theirs is tackling sickle cell disease, which is obviously one of the diseases that other companies are also tackling, such as CRISPR Therapeutics. Right, sickle cell disease is a serious issue. We've seen it from Dr. Yurnov paper a few weeks ago. That even the current companies out there, whether that's CRISPR Therapeutics, Antilia, Editas, and so on, even if all of them they had FDA approved drugs to tackle sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia, you still will not have enough companies to really eradicate that disease in US alone, right? And I'm not sure if we'll have time, but we'll see it like a heat map as to where sickle cell disease is more prominent. And you'll see right away where there is a need for more companies to really be present in this field. So that's why we believe that, the fact they're tackling sickle cell disease is totally fine. That's what you want to see. Companies tackle sickle cell disease for a reason. There is demand out there, and it is a perfect way to really prove that your technology works the same way that CRISPR Therapeutics have been doing for CTX001. So we're looking here, and they talk about their technology here. Technology builds on first generation proven CRISPR technology, so it still has the whole Cas9 double-stranded break, right? That still applies. What's interesting is that one of their founders, they believe that Matthew Porteous, right? Matthew Porteous, this guy was actually one of the founders for gene editing. Is from Stanford, and he is extremely knowledgeable. He comes obviously scientific founder of CRISPR Therapeutics. So you see that they have some leaders in the company as acting as advisors or leadership that have experience with CRISPR, and although they've been founded just in 2017, and they renamed their company, and I think around 2020 summer last year, to Graphite Bio. They still have some veterans in this space, if that's how you want to call them. So that's really good that they have those individual. I mean, the fact they're putting that in their basically their third paragraph in their summary speaks volume as to how important this is for them. Um, and obviously, they talk about their approach ex vivo, right? And if we take a look here, they and this is maybe the most important part here is that they have what they think a find and replace using their targeted gene using the HDR, right? Homology direct repair. That this is what they believe they have in terms of proprietary technologies, in terms of competitive advantage compared to other genome editing. Because ultimately, guys, as a genome editing company, you want to be different than other companies, right? I mean, this is just the basis of business 101, right? You can't replicate what other people are doing, just change your brand and company name, right? You have to have some sort of attractiveness to your company. In this case, just like we talked about Caribou Biosciences, right? Biosciences, they have their whole Chardonnay rDNA technology. In this case, Graphite Bio, they believe that they have this HDR technology that can really improve gene integration efficiencies, reduce off targets. They really talk about how this technology can really favor them, right? Can really favor them into the next generation of gene editing. And I will make a quick comment there is I think it's nice, it's cool, it's really nice to see that in a S1 filing, and you can see this company is really bullish about this technology that they hold, and they really believe that HDR could really improve this technology to the next generation. We'll see obviously in the upcoming months/years, but the only thing I will say of this is that I think it's a little bit premature to be stating next generation of gene editing when the current generation doesn't even have a FDA approved drug, right? So it's sort of like you talk about like the next generation of electrical vehicles, right? But there's no electrical vehicles present as we speak, right? I mean, I don't really think you can really state that a next generation when there's not even a commercial product available yet. So I mean, that's just my opinion on this. I do understand what they mean, obviously, by that statement. Obviously, if it improves efficiency, as they say, high fidelity, if they decrease off targets probability, then obviously that is a next generation technology. But I just I'm not a big fan of the whole next generation term being used, because it's sort of stating that companies like CRISPR Therapeutics are dealing with legacy technologies, but ultimately CTX001 is most likely going to be the first FDA approved drug in 2022, which we speculate will happen in 2022. But it is what it is, right? And some terms here: direct targeting and correction, genetic lesions here. We harness HDR to replace disease-causing mutation, the entire disease-causing with the normal wild-type genetic sequence. In contrast to first generation gene editing that have focused out on knocking out genes, right? So efficiency of target integration, and obviously this graph speaks volume, right? You can see the efficiency really increases with the technology that Graphite Bio um, they're using, right? And they talk about how we have consistently demonstrated the efficiency of approximately 30 to 50% across range of gene targets and templates. We believe these efficiencies, the estimated curative threshold for a broad array of indication, including sickle cell disease, right? So prior to their gene integration platform efficiencies, it was a value of 10%. So you can see that there are efficiencies with what they're doing. They've proven in research papers. We probably won't have time to cover that in this video, but obviously non-humans, that their technology is for real. They believe that they can really improve their precision, and this is what maybe the big takeaway of this company is, right? Precision, precision, precision. It's not just about curing the diseases. It's not just about using this revolutionary technology in when we talk about CRISPR-Cas9, but also it's also, right, optimizing that process, right, to reduce off targets, really have a high fidelity technologies that can really increase confidence, increase safety protocols, and decrease risk of anything related to such technologies, right? And I think this is really, really important, and this is maybe one of the most important um, graph here that you'll see. Maybe I can zoom in here, maybe by a little bit. Um, but really, they're applying three technologies in. Sorry, they're technology they're applying three settings, right? Gene correction, gene replacement, and target gene insertion, right? So you still need to break your double stranded and DNA, and you still need to do that process through the whole, CRISPR, the way it's being done by other companies as well. But the difference is, they use their AAV6 donor vector, and then at that point, right, you can do those three settings that you're seeing here, and they go through each of these settings, right? Gene correction, gene replacement, targeted gene uh, in- insertion, and then obviously they're giving you some of the data that they have on mice in this case, right, on non-humans. And obviously this is all explained in their research papers, and it's really nice to see that. I think their strategy really at this point is to go further with GPH 101, right? And it's all about treating sickle cell disease with their technology, and hopefully then develop their 201 program, and then eventually 301 program, which will address Gaucher disease, right? So it's all about high efficiency target gene editing optimization, having that leadership to execute on that. Guys, this is no easy feat. We talked about in this channel. It's nice to have nice papers. It's nice to have great data on non-humans, but ultimately you have to proceed with your IND. You have to proceed with phase 1, phase 2 clinical trials on humans. Keep that positive data, just like what Antilia did. Get the job done, right? This is what I want to see from this company. And I won't bore you guys with some of this information. The only thing I will say, though, in terms of finances, the only thing I will say is that their expenses, in 2020, it looks like they had basically a total net loss and of $68 million, right? $68 million, which is significant, right? That's no joke, right? For a company of this size. But the thing is, they do have $177 million in cash, right, as we speak. So you can already make a deduction as to uh, what leanway they have, right? What flexibility they have with their cash position. Obviously, 177 is not that much compared to companies such as Intellia and CRISPR Therapeutics, but it's still significant. They still have cash in the bank, which allows them to really expand on their R&D and such expenses and expand their programs. And one note on that is that although this may seem low to many of you, $177 million in cash, they can always raise money through the public funds now that they're public, right? That's the whole point of going public, right? Is to raise funds at some point, dilute their shares. That's what every other company, just like Nvidia did last week with the run up. I strongly expect this company to do that. It's not really anything negative there. It is what it is. You do need to raise cash. You need to have cash in the bank. The only thing I will say about this company is the same something I was expecting is partnerships. So what is their outlook on partnerships? If you guys have any comments on that, leave it in the comments below because I didn't really see anything about partnerships. Now, is it because they're so new in this space? Is it because their technology is yet to be proven to some of these big pharma companies, or maybe something is in discussions and we just don't know yet, or maybe I don't know. So it is what it is, right? So what I'll do here is I'll jump to their website here and their overview. And again, you see the targeted integration. That's really the key takeaway, guys. They are a high efficiency targeted gene integration that really they want to improve that efficiency and really prove that their HDR technology can really allow them to propel the genome editing generation to a next generation technology, right? So they talk about how they're planning to go clinical testing in 2021, like we talked about, for their first program, which is amazing, right? That's what you want to see. And obviously, they talk about using the gene editing technology through the delivery of replacement DNA template utilizing the AAV6 vector. So nothing new here. This is just their website, and maybe if we go to pipeline here really quickly, you can see that just one has been IND enabled, going to phase one, which is the first program. They have other program in their pipeline, but again, no partnerships. That's the only thing I noticed that I didn't really like. I really think you should and you need to have partnerships in this space. That's exactly how you go forward. That's exactly how you have cash in the bank. Just look at what Intellia did. Just look at what uh, CRISPR Therapeutics have done. Just look at what Beam Therapeutics are doing with licensing their technology, right? So keep that in mind, right? And really quickly here, maybe if we have a little bit of time here. The leadership, right? The leadership. This guy here, Josh Lehrer, he is the CEO of this company. He comes from Global Blood Therapeutics, which actually has a stake in this company. So I found that really interesting, right? But this guy, I checked his LinkedIn before this video. He has quite some experience in this in this field, and obviously serving as a CM Chief Medical Officer in Global Blood Therapeutics, which is a two-ish billion dollars market cap company. Not that big, but not that small, of course. And he seems to be really it seems to be really they seem to be really well geared in terms of experience. They seem to have a nice diverse leadership there. In fact, if we go to their presentation here, you can see they have quite a few investors, including Fidelity, right? Including Fidelity. So they have quite a few investors, well-known investors, and their leadership, again, seems to be really diverse. You can see even their CBO from Regeneron, which we obviously have covered in this channel. And then you have Matthew Porteous, which we talked about, which is one of the pioneers in CRISPR technology, right? And I'm not sure if there's much more to say at this point, right? And obviously, there's even more. They go really deep with how their technology is for real. They have research papers proving it. They have presentation slides, just like what we're seeing here. And I think if you're really curious about why their technology is further than other companies, especially legacy CRISPR companies, if that's how you want to call them, you can watch CRISPR Talk. Tommy, he went through a two parts video on this company before they went public. So I really enjoyed his video. He really goes specific on those technologies that the company is really basing off, especially the research papers. And I think there is enormous potential of this company, and that's what I was actually talking about, right? Sickle cell disease, a huge, enormous opportunity here for every other company in genome editing, including Graphite Bio. And that's the heat map I was talking about, right? That's the heat map. Look at this, guys. Look at this, right? In the US, obviously, there is some sort of activity in terms of individual with sickle cells trait, but look at what's going in Africa, right? Look at what's going in Africa, guys. There is so much potential. And, I know a lot of you are thinking like revenue dollar signs, but ultimately, guys, the goal here is to eradicate these diseases, is to treat humans, right? We talked about how we can increase life expectancy for the overall population in our channel in the previous video. And we talked about, a figure like $367 trillion, right? Just by extending life expectancy by only 10 years, right, in an overall population. And you see these regions like India, right, or Africa. Look at this, guys. There is so much opportunities there, guys. But again, putting money and revenues aside, there are so many patients there that need to be treated. We need to promote these companies. This is the goal of this channel, right? We eradicating diseases, eliminating world hunger. I strongly believe Graphite Bio. I love what they're doing here, and although it's really nice technology, I want to call it fancy technology. Although that's the case, let's just hope the job gets done through phase 1 trial, right? This is what is important. The last thing I wanted to say about this in this video is really this slide here: correct sickle cell mutation to restore normal hemoglobin. And look at this, I really love this. Like this is like find and replace on your computer, right? GTG, you find it, boom, you cut it, boom, and then you replace it, right? I really love that. This is like computer slash software parallel to what it is actually happening in the biology level, in the actual cell level, in the actual DNA level, when they're using these technologies. I just love it. Maybe we can stay a little bit here in this slide, but this is exactly what you want in this technology, in this space, guys. You want companies to innovate, right? And that's the whole point, right? This is not something that you just stick with Cas9 and CRISPR and you just rush for FDA approval, right? There's the aspect of improving your technology basing on innovation. But again, my thesis would change if there were commercial products available as we speak with CRISPR, but there's none, right? And again, without confusing investors, um, when you see this, you may think, like, oh, well, CRISPR therapeutics now are in trouble. Well, not really, right? There's so many opportunities in this space. There will be many winners. You need these companies to come go public and to really get the job done, right? You need those companies to do that. And ultimately, if they can provide technologies like GPH 101 that can increase efficiency, get positive data, better data than other companies, then why not go ahead? But let's get the job done. Let's go through phase 1, let's go through phase 2 clinical trial, let's get that data in, let's get FDA approved, and let's go commercial, right? This is a huge task, guys. This is no easy feat. Long term, we believe Graphite Bio has its place in genome editing, just like other companies like Verve Therapeutics, Caribou Biosciences. These are all new companies in this new era that are spawning off, right? You saw Intilia in vivo approach. Latest data for phase 1 really revolutionized the space. Many investors got interested. Everyone saw the rally up. So let's keep that momentum, guys. I'm really happy about the fact that this company exists. Graphite Bio. Highly advise you guys to look into this company. And actually, really quickly, maybe maybe I won't have that much time, but there was this thread by Varo Analytics on Twitter, and he said how this company is joining this new wave of CRISPR along with Verve Therapeutics, which we've covered in this video in this channel in the past. And really, they talk about how this company can achieve 90% noble hemoglobin compared to 45% CRISPR therapeutics. So this company is for real. They're getting better data. That's what they claim. That's what we've seen in research papers. But again, go through phase one clinical trial, go through your trials on humans, take a year, 2 years to prove that data, and then we'll talk, right? I mean, ultimately, if your technology is better than another company, then prove it. Right, that's my mentality, right? And it's not anything negative what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's one thing to tell investors, it's one thing to tell the public that you do one thing, but it's another thing to show, right? Show, prove it, put your actions in, right? Get the job done, right? And this is what they really their approach to the HDR technology, right? We create precise incision in the targeted gene using modified high fidelity CRISPR based nuclease and then induce conditions in target scene that overwhelmingly favor HDR, a natural and precise cellular DNA repair process, right? So, um, really, really great things about this company so far. And maybe a last point I wanted to make here is that their roadmap here, you can see their strategy, their long-term vision is supplier technology to enable one-time outpatient cures across a range of genetic and other diseases. Obviously, they're very far from that end goal, but you can see they're already here at the first step at this point. Having severe sickle cell disease patients and Gaucher and other metabolic diseases, such as SIAD, right? And this is all about their 101, 201, 301 programs. So we'll see how this company goes. I think time will tell. I want to give this company a shout out on this channel because they're really doing something that only a few companies are doing, which is treating human diseases. We believe that the wars on cancer will start the moment the FDA approves the first CRISPR drug. I think many companies will enter this space. The cost of FDA approval will lower, the delays will lower. We'll see many new partnerships, many new investment funds, right? You'll see big tech companies really partnering up or even investing, just like what Google Ventures did with Verve Therapeutics. So I'll leave this video like this, guys. This was a great thread, guys. I highly advise you guys to look over it. So I'm looking forward for this the progress of this company. I want to hear what you guys think. Leave it in the comments below. If you think I missed out on anything, leave it in the comment. I want to hear what you guys think. Again, smash that like button, guys. Destroy that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. And have a beautiful Wednesday. Thank you very much for watching. And we'll see each other in the next video. Thank you.